Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. Just in case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a full body flexibility practice. I'm going to use 2 blocks today if you've got something that you want to lay on. Find some space to move as well, and let's get started. So we will begin today laying down. I am going to lay on my blocks. You can lay on something softer if you'd like, or on just one block even. But just make sure you feel comfortable and supported by whatever you are laying on. And you can also just lay flat on your back. Making your way down. And bringing your arms out a little bit wider and let your palms face up. You might wiggle your fingers. You might spread them wide, stretch your palms. You might even start to extend your legs out long, and you might bring them close together. A gentle point of the toes even. A supported fish pose. You can keep your arms out wide, or you could tuck them in closer. You might even slide your hands underneath your glutes. Tuck the elbows into the sides, let your palms face down, and just feel the chest a little bit. But however you want to begin your practice, you decide. Then let your eyes close if you haven't done so already. And scan your body. All the way from your toes. All the way through you to the crown of your head. Where are you feeling some extra love today? Let's stay for another moment, wherever you are. You do have your hands underneath your hips. You'll probably want to take them out. You have your legs out long, you might want to bend them. And then if you're laying on top of something, you can take it out. You can slide it off to the side. Lay flat on your back for a moment and maybe hug your knees to your chest. You might even add a gentle sway side to side or be still. Just notice the entire length of your spine against the ground. Now you can decide if you're going to roll over or rock forwards, but we're going to come up onto our hands and knees into tabletop. Once you get there, you might move a little bit, sway a little bit through the hips, maybe the shoulders. We're going to be bringing our right foot forwards. Now, if you have some blocks or even something softer, just have one on either side of your mat or just have one close by, whatever you've got to use, if anything at all. Set up a lunge with your right foot forwards. If you don't have any props, you can roll your mat over. Add some cushion for your back knee. Now, if you do have some things to play around with today, we're going to be placing our blocks underneath kind of the lower quad, just above the knee. So I'm going to go on the medium side of my block, tuck your back toes, and then kind of rest just that meaty part of your leg underneath your quad, and actually turn your block so more of it can go underneath your quad. And then you might even flip to the top of the foot, so you're not tucking your toes, trying to relax that leg a little bit more. The other block would be to maybe hold on to, might not be useful. And if you've got something softer to place underneath your quad, you could go under the knee. But if it's hard, let it go just above the knee on the meaty part of your quad. And if you don't want to do this, you don't have to add that in. It's kind of a little massage for the quads. Kind of distracts from the hip flexor. So let your chest be heavy, your hands stay on the ground, and sink your hips forwards and down. And just notice, what do you feel more? Do you feel your hip flexor more, or do you feel your block digging into your leg? Just another breath here. And then you can gracefully bring that knee down. You can lengthen your front leg. Move your blocks if you're using them. Move them, one on either side of your front leg, and then maybe slide them forwards a little bit so that you're reaching a little bit. You can have your hands on the ground. You can reach. You can walk your fingertips on the ground. You don't have to have blocks. Half splits. Just lengthen your right leg here. If you're reaching forwards a bit more, kind of push into your hands. Try to send the hips back too. So you're trying to create some space between your hands and between your hips. But just another breath. And then you can bring your hands back to the ground. You can bend the front leg a little bit or slide it back and into tabletop. Give your hips a little bit of a sway, maybe the shoulders too. Just shake it out. And then we do get to switch sides. Now, if you're not interested in anything digging into the top of the quad, I don't blame you, but it's kind of nice. I'm into it. So your left foot can come forwards. You can set up a lunge with maybe no props at all. Maybe just roll your mat over. Or maybe your props are under your hands instead of underneath your leg. But if you are using a block of some kind, you might have some different heights to choose from. The medium one works best for me. Tuck your back toes, slide it under just above the knee. So nothing's hard against the knee. See if you can flip to the top of that back foot if you'd like. Maybe the other block comes in useful for your hands, maybe not. And this leg might be a whole different experience than the other leg. And then just give your upper body a chance to get a little bit heavier on your front knee. You still feel your hip flexor? Or do you still just feel your quad? Or what is drawing your attention? And then can you let that feeling go, and can you take a conscious breath? Feel that air coming into you and coming back out. And take just one more. And then we can start to come out of this. So as you push into your hands, maybe your block's in that perfect place where you can lower your knee to the ground behind it. And then maybe, as we start to lengthen the front leg, you could use your blocks again or not, but lengthen the front leg. Maybe you've got some space to work with by sliding your blocks forwards or reaching your hands forwards. And then maybe trying to send your hips back too. So hands are reaching forwards and hips are drawing back. So it feels like you're being pulled in either direction. Nicely done, you guys. Slowly, you can start to come back all the way to tabletop, onto your hands, onto your knees. And you can take a little bit of a sway if you'd like. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to be reaching our right arm forwards. I'm not going to use any props for this. Just right arm forwards. Walk the fingertips away from you, lengthening through the arm. Let your left hand or forearm help you slowly lower into this half puppy dog stretch. You might end up resting on your right cheek. Feel your shoulder. Taking another breath, and then you can use an inhale to lift. And the left arm can go out, the right one can come in. Walk the fingertips away, and then slowly lower down, maybe all the way onto the left cheek. Just one more breath. And then using an inhale to come back up. You can either be in tabletop for a moment, or you can sit back on your heels. Maybe add a shoulder roll in, or a few. And then just find your way to seated with your legs in front. Give your knees a little squeeze, a little hug. Maybe take a rock side to side. Now we're gonna try to send the left leg long, cross the right foot over top. Maybe we'll bend the left leg in two and try to plant the right foot on the ground so that you can hold your knee and sit nice and tall. Now our left arm or hand might stay on top of the leg, outside of the leg. You can give it a hug. You can take a twist. You might also have a little space between or underneath your leg where maybe your hand will slide. And maybe you can hug the knee a little bit different from the bottom up instead of just from the top. And if you like it, go for it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. Put your left hand. It might be too much work to reach up for the top knee. So you could actually reach down for your bottom ankle, foot. And then bringing your chest to the right side, so you're going to want to go there. Twisting though, and your right hand can come behind you, and you can push into your fingertips and lengthen your spine. Now letting an inhale bring you back to face forwards, and we're just going to unwind our legs and do the other side. So the left leg will be crossing over top. The right leg can either be bent or straight. But hold the knee, try to plant your foot, lengthen your spine. You might prefer the right arm to be on top of the leg, outside of the leg, twisting a little bit to the left. Or maybe your hand will slide underneath today. Hold the leg, the knee somewhere, sitting tall still, or you could drop the hand towards the ankle, a little squeeze of the arm, hug of the arm, and bring your left hand behind you, push into the ground, and twist. Nicely done, you guys. Let an inhale bring you back to face forwards. You can unwind the legs, give the knees another hug or a squeeze. Take a rock side to side. Now, should you happen to have two blocks today, I want you to place them on the highest side. We're just simply going to lay down and maybe rest the back of our calves on top of our blocks so our feet are floating. You don't have to go on the highest side. Be careful. They're a little wobbly on the highest side. But that's the most height you can get. So maybe you want to lay down first and then place your legs on top, or maybe you don't want to rest your legs on anything at all. Just find that sweet spot, maybe a little calf massage with your hard blocks, kind of digging into your calves. So you can move around a little bit, find that sweet spot. Maybe move the legs, kind of turn them in and out a little bit so you actually do massage your calves. Maybe on the corners of the block, the edges of the block. Who thought this practice would turn into a massage class? Lay down in any way that's comfortable for you, and you might like this. You might keep moving your legs. You might start to slow down any movement and relax here in Shavasana for as long as you have time for today. But thank you for joining me. Enjoy the day. And until next time, namaste.